Good morning Year 4 and welcome to Monday's maths lesson. This lesson is going to be for the children who have got the Year 3 booklet. Okay, so if you've got the Year 3 booklet, I would like you to turn to page 11 in your booklets please, and it's going to have this worksheet for you to complete today. So find page 11 for me. Okay, and today we are going to be subtracting. So I'm going to work through each of the 4 sections with you, and then you're going to complete the work step by step. I'm going to look at section 1 first. So section 1 says, give the numbers that are 10 less than these numbers. Now I want us to look at A, the first one, and the number you can see on A is 472. Now to help us, what I've done, on my whiteboard I've written 472, and I've also put it into my place value chart. So I've got 4 in the hundreds, 70 in the tens, 2 in the ones. Now referring back to the question, it says give the numbers that are 10 less. So what I'm going to do is circle the tens column. If I want my numbers to be 10 less, that's the column that I want us to be looking at today. And if I want them to be 10 less, 1 10 less, I need to take a 10 away from that. So I'm taking off my 7, and my 7 is getting 1 less, which is going to be 6. So you can see that what I've done there is I've looked at my tens column because it wants 10 less, and I've just taken 10 off there. So my 70 turned to 60. And now my number is 462. So in your booklets for A, we've done that one together. 472, 10 less than that number. You are now going to write the answer that we've done together, which was 462. Now I think that you're going to be able to do the rest of these independently. If it helps, draw your place value chart out on a spare piece of paper or a whiteboard and circle the tens column so you know which number you are changing, because the other 2, they don't change. So what I want you to do is work through section 1. You can pause the video now, and when you're ready to move on to section 2, I want you to play the video so you are ready to listen to the next part of your learning. Okay, so off you go. Right, so hopefully we've worked through the rest of those questions that you had in your worksheet, and we're going to move on to section 2. So I'll hold up the workbook so you can see. Section 2 is here. And section 2 says to circle the number that is 9 less than 45. 9 less. So on section 1 we were doing 10 less. Section 2 we are now doing 9 less. And it needs to be 9 less than 45. So you're going to circle the number which is 9 less than 45. Now on a whiteboard I've drew this out, and it's called the -9 rule. So you can see your rule, and it's a really easy way to do it. Rather than counting back on your fingers -9, forget that, you're going to do this rule now. So the -9 rule is, if it's asking you to -9, you're -10. Okay, so you do 45, you'd -10. Whatever answer you get for that, add 1 onto it. Okay, so we need to find out 9 less than 45. So I need to do 45, and I need to -10. So my 1 stays the same as 5, but my 40 turns to 30. That's not the end of the rule. Remember, what's the next part that we need to do? We need to add 1. So 35 add 1 would be 36. Okay, so what we've done here is we've -10, and then what we've done here is we've added 1. and that's the rule that I want you to use, okay? So you're going to circle the number which is 9 less than 45. You can pause the video now, and then you're going to come back ready for section 3 of your learning. Okay, so we've hopefully circled the correct number that was on there. And what I want you to do is to look at section 3 in your learning. And here we are doing what is 100 less than, and then you've got 3 numbers. Now, they aren't written in digits and numerals, they are written as words. So you need to read the word first. So you can see there on A, if you're struggling, I want you to break that down. Remember what we do in reading when we do our chunking. So we've got E, blend it together, 3. And then your second word on A, H, O, N, D, R, E, D, hun, dr, E, D, 100, 100. So for section A, for question A, sorry, you've got 300. Now I don't want you to write 300 here because the question is asking you what is 100 less than. We are subtracting today. So if it helps you, you could on a whiteboard, just change this place value chart. I don't want to circle my tens. There's my place value chart, and we read the number as 300, so 3 in the hundreds, nothing in the tens, nothing in the ones. Oh, here. And if it's asking for 100 less, I'm going to circle this column because that's the column that I'm looking for. And I'm going to have 1 less than 300, and that my 3 would then turn to 2. And the 10 stays the same, which is 0, and my 1 stays the same, which is 0. Okay, so your answer here, you can write it in numerals, but it needs to be 100 less than the number that you have read. So we've done the first one. You're going to have a go at B and C, and then when you're ready to come on to section 4, you can play the video again. Okay, so now we're on the final part of our learning for maths today, and we're on section 4. Section 4 says to complete the subtractions below, and you have got 6 subtractions to complete. Now there is a pattern that is happening in these. As you can see, we've got 678 minus 3, and then it's minus 30, so then that's got 10 times bigger, and then it's minus 300. And it's the same for this, so it's still the same number that it's starting with. But what you'll notice is you are moving the places in your place value column. So you'd be circling here your ones, then you'd be circling tens, then you'd be circling hundreds. So I'm going to come to B, and we're going to do that one together. And it says 678 minus subtract 30. So here on my whiteboard, I've written 678 minus 30. I've underlined 30. 30, we need 3 tens. So we're going to be looking in this column here, in the tens column. So I'm going to circle the tens column. Now it's not asking for 10 less. We need to subtract 3 from that 7. Okay, so we're subtracting 30 from the 70. So my hundreds, is it going to stay the same? Yeah, it's going to stay the same because the column that I've circled is the tens column. So the 6 is going to stay the same in the hundreds column. So I've still got 600, and I'm still going to put the 8 in my ones because that's going to stay the same as well. On my tens, this is where it's going to change. So I need 70 take away 30. Now before, when you've done A, that will give you the answer. You need to make it 10 times bigger. So we need to do 7 take away 3. 7 take away 3. Do that in your heads now for me. Okay, and it should be 4. So 70 take away 30 is 40. I'm going to put 4 in my tens column to represent 40. And there is my answer, it's 648. Now you'll notice a pattern when you do these. So you've got 678, you've got -3, -30, -300. You are just moving places in your place value chart. And then you're going to work onto this one, which is just the same, but you've got a different number that you are working from at the beginning. Okay, so you're going to move on to section 4 now. And when you've completed all of your work, please do send it in. We would love to see the pictures and we will be able to provide you with some feedback as well. Good luck, everybody, and take care.